Right here, guys. So as a Chelsea fan, we thought that the international break might be a chance for us to reset, not really think about Chelsea, look at the international games and think about what we've got to look forward to or not look forward to when we come back. But that hasn't been the case. We've had a lot to talk about and a lot to get through regarding players at this club. Big players, experienced players, some may say untouchable players. We had Enzo Fernandez coming out after the PSG game and talking about how he wasn't happy with how things were going, how things were being run, and Enzo Maresca leaving, and Liam Rosenior coming in. Then we had him on a stream the other day with some apparent friends, and he was talking about how, where would he like to live, he was asked. That's it. Where else would he like to live in the world? And he stated that he would like to go and live in Madrid, or that's a place he would like to go and live in because it reminds him of Buenos Aires. I mean, Madrid, he could have picked anywhere. He's not going to pick Atletico Madrid. It's Real Madrid. That's where he wants to go. So that's come out as well, and that's caused a bit of a storm between the Chelsea fans. And then yesterday we had Marc Cucurella around the Spain game. Was asked by a journalist about his potential future and where he might want to go and what would happen if Barcelona came calling. And this is what he had to say. So this is courtesy of Flash Score ES, and this is on CFC Pies' page. So breaking, Marc Cucurella, back to the La Liga. Cucurella, you always think about coming back. I'm very happy at London and Chelsea. So is my family. I'll leave it for a few years from now. But what if Barca calls? Cucurella responds, it's clear that if those situations arose, they're difficult to recuse. They're difficult to recuse. I don't know whether that's yeah, that's meant to say refuse, definitely. Had me tripping then. I'd have to consider it and talk to my family. I'm not thinking about that right now. If it happens, we will see what decision to make. So you've got Marc Cucurella there, sort of dangling it a little bit about potential Barcelona return. And what's going to happen with the Chelsea fans? They are going to spiral. They are going to say he wants to leave. He's going to be coming out. Cucurella in Barcelona. And that's fair enough. Okay, that's another one that's come out and spoken against these owners, against the club, against Enzo Maresca being sacked. I think there was a lot more to that interview, so if you want to go and find out for yourself, you can. But then we woke up this morning and there's been something dropped on the Athletic relating to Marc Cucurella. She's basically just backing up everything that he sort of said there and why it would become possible for him to go to Barcelona. There is a lot on this interview via the Athletic. I think this is probably whilst he was away in Spain, but it's definitely worth having a read. So I'm going to just show you through something now that's related to this and part of this. And Louis Benavente, he's just published this little bit here from the Athletic. So as you can see, there's a picture of Marc Cucurella, and below it's a part of the interview which states, I understand this is part of the club policy and that they want to take this direction, signing young players looking to the future. But for all of us who are still here and want to win big things, moments like this, the 8-2 aggregate loss to PSG in the Champions League, make you feel discouraged. You need to go and read that interview in a full to sort of understand what he's saying and what he's thinking. So that's Enzo Fernandez and Marc Cucurella. So not only are the Chelsea fans now coming out in protest and they're going against the owners, against Man United on April the 18th, you got players under their model that, you know, they're paying their salary. They're now coming out and questioning BLUECO and their model. When they came in, I guarantee they weren't told that this is how it would be, because I tell you what, they wouldn't have signed. They wouldn't have come here. They're now starting to see, and it has become more evident since Liam Rosenior has come in charge and also the PSG loss, that these players are not happy with where they're going within this football club. They're players that we look to, we rely on, and we want big performances from. But they're now getting overshadowed by the whole squad in general, not playing good enough. They're not the standouts anymore. They're in this mess. And they've been clever here, saying this, coming out and saying this. They have been very clever. And I'll tell you why. Because it's at a time when the protest is going to be going on. So we're starting to build a bit of momentum heading towards that against BLUECO. Enzo Fernandez, very clever. It's a win-win for him. He either gets a bumper salary and an improved contract from Chelsea. And because of him staying, it might be that we have to go and get more elite experienced players, because he's said, I will only stay if that happens. Or he goes to Real Madrid for, let's say, 130 plus million. Now for him, that's a great move. That would suit him well. I think he'd absolutely thrive there. But then also that puts money in BLUECO's pocket, and that is 130 plus million that they need, considering that they've got issues financially and they need to recoup as much money as they can, especially before next year. So they're being clever, but now they are coming out. And we've had the rumblings of Cole Palmer to Manchester United also. They probably didn't expect this and they probably think they're untouchable. But let me tell you something now. They have got every right to say what they want to say, because they are unhappy where they are in their career and at Chelsea. And these are two players that I think care about Chelsea. So what are you going to do? BLUECO, we know what you need to do. I don't even want to think about the future of you signing better players to help these players. I want you to remove yourselves completely. I want you to sell to someone who's going to look after us. But I don't even trust you to do that, and that is what's worrying me a little bit. But with these players here, I've seen it with Enzo. I don't really agree with the timing or how his stream come about, and that didn't really sit well with me, but he's frustrated. And Marc Cucurella coming out with this. Chelsea fans, you need to get behind these players. These players are joining you basically in protesting, but in their own way. We're protesting the owners out because we have a bit more free will and a free say. These guys are doing it in another way. Don't say to me, these guys shouldn't be playing for Chelsea anymore. Strip them of their captaincy. Get rid of them. Get money while we can. No, you need to get behind these players and thank them for speaking out, because they're speaking on big platforms and they're getting it out everywhere. They're not happy, and it's going to continue with other players coming out as well. So get behind these boys. Stop moaning on Twitter, and let's make this march go forward and get this business and company out. So well done to them, boys. And I hope this continues. I hope that more players come out. Malo Gusto's come out in some form of way, which isn't as big as these two. Caicedo's come out and said he's focused on Chelsea, he wants to be a Chelsea legend, but for how long will he keep saying that? So do the right thing, guys. Get behind them. Support them. Sing their name. Push for them to say more. But it's become evident today and yesterday and this week that Chelsea are in the mud. The fans are growing impatient and protesting. And now we have players within this model coming out and speaking out. And also speaking about Enzo Maresca being sacked. Not leaving, like BLUECO said, that they wasn't prepared for a mid-season exit from a manager. Malo Gusto said it. Enzo Fernandez has said it. Marc Cucurella said it. He was sacked because he wouldn't take ownership of BLUECO's mishandlings. That's the best way I'm going to put it. Could have put it a lot worse, but... So yeah, we've had that come out. It's going to continue. Get behind them and let me know what you think below.